Okay, this one's going to be a little bit weird. Let's just send it. But before we do, I was playing my Midweek Magic. This is my free-to-play account. Started August 1st, 2023 to see how far we could push an account for absolutely free. And for that reason, we have to play a lot of the Midweek Magic stuff. You get 2 free rare wildcards and, of course, a mystery cosmetic when you complete the 3 rounds that you need to. But I have run into quite a charming deck. Quite a fun deck, and I am going to try to save up for this. Maybe even play in Alchemy just to play a deck similar to this. Well, first off, we have a Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, one of my favorite cards in Standard right now, as well as it's a Teferi. I love Teferi, and I will find any reason to play Teferi. We also have 2 of the One Rings, which is fantastic, as well as 4 Sunfalls, which is hilarious. But this deck I found to be amusing, to say the least. It's not what I would call the best deck I've ever seen before, but it has so many neat tools to just slow your opponent down, and it almost plays like a mirror match where you're just making your opponent not do anything, and then eventually getting your scatter rays, countering things, Sunfall, of course, making them return a lot of things, especially with the Hornlock Whale, the Reprieves, and the Soul Partitions, making the opponent return things to their hand or exiling them and making them pay a little bit more to cast them later on, usually into a scatter ray. You also have huge card advantage with 4 Union of the Third Path, which gives you life. It doesn't necessarily give you card advantage, but when you do have card advantage, this is a very good card. You get card advantage from the One Ring, from the Silver Scrutinies, as well as from By God. It always feels like you have so many cards in your hand when you're playing this deck. Conundrum of Bowls, as well as Reprieve. Reprieve, you return target spell to its owner's hand. So not quite a counter spell, but close enough. And you get to draw a card. Then the Silver Scrutiny, you draw X cards. And then Union of the Third Path, you draw a card, you gain some life. So you get the card advantage in here. It always feels like you have tons and tons of land all the time. And then to top it all off, you have Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. And this is just a fantastic card, especially that 2/2 blue spirit creature token with vigilance is fantastic, especially the effect. You put a 1/1 counter on it whenever you draw a card. We're drawing cards with a ring, Union, Reprieve, and Impulse does not work, actually. But, you know, I like the card Impulse anyway. As you can see, we have almost none of these cards except for the Search Chrome Coasts. We have the 2 One Rings. We have the 4 Reprieves, the 2 Impulses. And, we also have planes. We do have planes in our library, as well as islands. We have both of those in our profile, so don't worry, we can play basic lands. The rest of the stuff we will have to build towards, and it's going to take a very different shape than this, but I am actually interested in Alchemy for the first time in my life, because being able to play the Lord of the Rings set in Alchemy seems a little bit busted. Now, since I don't know much about Alchemy at all, I don't know whether this is a very good build, but I do know Virtue of Persistence is very good. Shelob, I know, is okay. I haven't seen it be very, very good, but of course in Historic, it's not going to really hold much ground. The other stuff in here, you got Gleesa. Gleesa is always fantastic. Gix is great. Skyfisher Spider is great. So a lot of really good stuff. Oh, and Shieldred. A lot of really good stuff in that one. The Boros Equipment deck can be a pain in the butt for this deck, but, well, I mean, it is what it is. I beat it more times than I lost to it. And the Mono White Soldiers, they just want to get things on the field very quickly and right into Sunfall. They play right into it. And, of course, we have to worry about the 5-color Legends as well. We really have to worry about Crucius being around. We don't have ways of killing it very easily. We don't have ways of killing things very easily in general, but generally with this deck I have noticed that it is fairly consistent. I lost a couple of rounds, but so far we have won, what is that, 4 rounds? 3 rounds? No, that's 4 rounds. We run 4 rounds with it, and I've just been playing around with this. I'm always looking for things to do with this free-to-play account, and I mean, I haven't been recording lately, but, you know, I have been keeping up on the matches that we want to get through on Magic the Gathering Arena. I haven't been recording because I do have adult things that I have to do on occasion. I do have adult things I have to adult, and my lady gets very upset if I record way too often, but I have freed up some time this evening, and we're going to see what we can do. Well, no creatures, but this deck doesn't really have creatures in it. We have a couple unions on the 3rd path and 1 soul partition. Now, a smart man would mulligan this, but I'm going to keep it just to see what the opponent is doing, and we should be able to kind of work around what the opponent is doing, regardless of which of the decks there are, and this looks like the Golgari deck, I believe. Might be a little bit tougher with the Golgari deck. The soul partition something, union. We want to be careful of turn 4. This might be the 4-color, whatever you call it, deck. Legends deck. And I think it is. Yep, this is the Legends deck. Alright, since we know what we're up against, let's soul partition this. Slow him down. 2 for a 3/3 is very strong indeed. So we want him to slow down, take his time, just like we're going to take our time and build up into a hand that we could really use. 3 for a Gwena, Eyes of Gaia. That's fine. We didn't want to draw Teferi here, but hey. Beggars and choosers, my friends. We have literally nothing that we could do. Maybe we're baiting the opponent into putting a bunch of stuff out on the field. I don't know if that's good enough. I think we're taking a hit. Oh, wait, he's playing Boromir as well. We're close. Ellis Ilkor. That gets put on the field as well. Interesting. Boromir. Oh, yeah, we're going to wipe the board. Well, we might as well gain some life here. I've seen this deck is pretty consistent and very consistent at drawing lands. Well, what if we bait him a little bit more? Let's put the ring out. Awesome. Now we get protection. Get protection from damage till the next turn. Fantastic. Go ahead. Go ahead, opponent. Please empty your hand, sir. This might even be a board wipe. Or, he might just scoop it up. Man, it has been a while since I have been here. How you guys been doing? How's it going? We'll have to do another live stream soon, too. Radadrabic. Fine. Resolve. He's falling right into our little trap. All the good stuff is gonna go away very, very soon. He might be like, yeah, I've got this. There's no way he could beat me now. Come on, opponent. Come on, pass the turn. I'm just so excited to do this to you. So very excited. We are going to draw a card off of the One Ring as well. I think it's only right that we draw an extra card before we do this. All right, we take the 1 damage. Perfect. Drop a mana. Drop a Sunfall. Exile all creatures. Sir, responses. Okay. Let's see how this all plays out. As said, I don't know. Indestructible is not going to help those creatures. That's actually perfect. Yeah, Indestructible does not help you there. Man, oh man, what a way to start the video, too. A big, powerful Sunfall. Right into the opponent. And that's a scoop. Haha. I just love this deck. I can't help it. This deck is fun. And here we go again. If you have noticed, the title of this video is We Teferi'd Everybody. Now, We're going to see if we can Teferi people. We're going to try to... I'm going to play as long as I can tonight. And we're going to see if we can Teferi some people. But lo and behold, I was Teferiing people the entire time before this video started. So we're hoping that that trend continues and we get to continue to Teferi people. A lot of basics for us. We do have two scatter rays here. And that's good enough for me to keep a hand. I really like Scatter Ray early game. Later on in the game, it's not so good. Now we could create little Phyrexian Mites if we can do nothing else. Opponent has not cast anything for some reason. Maybe he's a little bit wary about what I have. And an Old Man Willow. We will counter that. We'll get rid of that. It's got some good value. Now we could actually Silver Scrutiny if nothing else happens. But he waited so long that I'm expecting a lot of things. Gix. Gix, 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 Gix. We're going to let that resolve. I'm going to let it resolve because I want a Silver Scrutiny here. I want more cards. And just as long as nobody deals combat damage to me, I should be able to return this to exile with Soul Partition. This is 5. We don't want to do that, not yet. We want to hold up Scatter Ray as well, I think. Just having Scatter Ray and Soul Partition is pretty solid. There's a mana. What do you cast? We're going to see Shelob. That's a good counter. Woo! Right into it. Right into it. And this is in rank 2, so these guys are ranked. And now, exile that. It's really hard to get damage off against this deck. It's just really fun altogether. It's a good deck. Whoever built this deck did a really good job with it. Come down with the Conundrum of Bowls. Don't really know much about the Alchemy cards at all, but this card seems to do pretty decently. We're probably going to get a Hornlocked Whale. Well, Scatter Ray that, baby. And now it's time for us to play a game of Magic the Gathering. Well, he still does have a heck of a lot of cards. But I think we can get away with the Teferi here. 4, 5, 6. We want to have 6 cards in our hand whenever the Conundrum happens. Because then I think we can put the Hornlocked Whale on the field for free. So we hold the land here. No, we don't. We could play the land because we could always plus on the Teferi. Yeah, I know. Minusing is great. But just so that we have 5, 6 cards in hand, I think it's worth it. Because I think that's how Conundrum of Bowls happens. We're going to have to learn that together. Because, as said, I don't know anything about alchemy cards. Nothing. I know that they exist. Beseech the Mirror. Search your library for a card. Exile it face down. Shuffle if this spell was bargained. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana value. Put exile card. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so he just gets to put a card into his hand. But that's pretty powerful. Searching a library for a card is good. It costs 4 in this case because it wasn't bargained. It's really good if you could bargain this, but he didn't have much to bargain with. He could put a card into his hand. Go to my turn, or let's use all of our mana if we can. We draw a card. Right. And now we get to do that. I put the Hornlocked Whale out. Yep, that's exactly how that works. Awesome. That feels pretty good.
It's nice to see a familiar face.
Yep. Go ahead, opponent. Let's see what you can do. Now we have the Reprieve, which is pretty nice. I like Reprieve. It's really, really bad and limited, but these kind of spells are very, very good and constructed if you have a deck constructed to where this is a good card. Control decks love cards like Reprieve. I mean, it was the same with, what was that blue one that did the same thing? And you got to learn? Can't remember the name of the card, but you know what I'm talking about. We get the Almighty Rope. Interesting. I'm starting to think that this opponent didn't like what we did to him. I don't think he liked it, so he might be gone. I'll be back with you in a moment if he is gone. If he is not gone, we will resume the match. And alas, we have been victorious. I don't quite mind whenever people rope you when you are playing a control build. It means that you have been playing the control build well. That really works to agitate aggro players. It works to agitate mid-range players who are just looking for that next value. But most of the time, if you are a control player, you don't care. You like just sitting, twiddling your thumbs, and pretending everything is A-OK. So A-OK with me as well. Round 3, let's go. Huh. Weird hand, but Reprieve, as said, Reprieve is a very good card in limited formats. Or in non-limited formats, in constructed formats. So we're going to keep it. He might have a nice little turn 2 here, but, you know, beggars, choosers. What's really the difference between beggars and choosers? We got the legendaries deck again, and Hajar, a loyal bodyguard, is very good, very strong card, and quite intimidating, actually. That's going to be able to get some good damage off on us. We got to find a horn-locked whale. That's what we're going to have to do. Boromir, why don't you return that to your hand? Try it again next turn. There's a Hornlock Whale, but we will be taking the 3. That is find a second Hornlock Whale. What does he do? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell, fine. Sacrifice this. Creature you control gain indestructible. The ring tempts you. Do I really care if he gets that out? Well, we get a card, regardless. If we use Reprieve on that, we do get a card. I'm not sure. Reprieve is probably happening right now. Just make him do it again. Next turn, we can return the Hajar to his hand. And chance... Ooh, we got a Scatter Ray as well. That is everything we need. Fantastic. Go ahead in the turn. Now, he's probably got some other big beasts in that deck, so maybe we should let the Boromir resolve now. And I think we do. Wait, he's out of mana. He found his 4th mana. Let's just make sure he can do nothing. That's literally the first card in our hand that is not replaced besides the mana. Return that to your hand. Sir? Sir? Oh, yeah, it returns to the top of the library, too. Get some card advantage going? Or do we wait? I think we wait. We wait because we can impulse this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We cannot cast the whale yet. Aragon. Alright, that's why we wait, because we want to get rid of that. We're not going to. Heck. Aragon is good. Very good. Fine. You get an Aragon. Man. This one might be the one that got away. We could cast the ring now. We could also cast a Hornlock Whale. Huh. We could also ring here. We can play the ring, draw a card, hope it's good enough. We could always... No, we don't want to draw the card, though. That's the thing. We don't want to draw the card with the ring, and therefore ring is probably not the right move. So I think we drop Conundrum. Conundrum of Bowls. We're going to seek a card, and we did get lucky here. We did get lucky. Maybe we get rid of that now? I think we do. I think we do. Aragon is good. Very, very good. Especially for his kind of deck. It's very strong. Crucius we can deal with. Though now he has infinite mana. We didn't have the counterspell anyway. No harm, no foul. And okay. We've got ourselves some cards. Drop this. Or we hope he swings with the Crucius. And we could use Lagoon Breach. Lagoon Breach and then Union the third path into Union the third blah, blah. Union the third path and then Lagoon Breach. We could do something like that. Because I think this is the instep. Yeah, let's pass. Let's pass. And if nothing happens like that at all, we could always Silver Scrutiny. Like, I don't know. Like, he could be playing around control and just not do the Crucius swing. And that is a little bit unexpected. We're going to Union here. It's not going to help. All right, resolve. That's dangerous. Comes in. We're going to return that to your hand. This one might be the one that got away. Yeah. Huh. Do you grow? Yes, you do. I think it's time to get the ring activated. Yeah. And another Sunfall. That's actually fine. We got a couple of Sunfalls now. Now he's going to probably want to dump his hand as much as he can to try to start getting damage off. Because we have the 6 mana that we need for Hornlock Whale. There is Druju and Hazaret. However you say that. I'm sure that people are making fun of me in the comments because my pronunciation skills are like literally 0. There's a Gaia. There's that guy. Fine. He's swinging. We definitely take this block. Okay. My turn. Mana. Fine. Let's draw a couple of cards here. Soul Partition. We got plenty of Sunfalls. So we're going to do this one now. Now we have the Soul Partition up. And we could also flip the Incubator token. Depending on what we really want here. There's Joda again. Well, welcome to the party, Joda. I think we just pass. All right, this one's getting a little bit hairy, isn't it? It's getting a little bit hairy. 6. Drop it like it's hot, baby. All right, now we could do some tricky stuff if he drops things on the field and hopes that he could pump up the Joda. That's a lot. LSL Core. Fantastic. Grows them even bigger. Fine. Buena. There he is. He's dumping. He's dumping his hand. There's another Illicil Core. Just to get the life gain, I guess. There's a Gwena. That enters the field. Yeah, alright. So, he's down to 2 cards in hand. Is it time to do our thing? Well, that's absolutely 100% fine. Okay. Now we get to wipe out 4 more creatures from him. Let's activate the ring. Draw some cards. Oh, that is phenomenal. Oh, that is so good. We are going to take some damage from the 1 ring. Let me think. 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana. Right? Yeah, 9. Union. We're going to gain all of our life back. Dropping the mana. Hitting him with a Sunfall. Oh no, you're going to do the thing where you think you could save him with a Boromir? Okay. Go ahead and try. Yeah. Alright, indestructible. Fine. Exile gets around indestructible quite nicely. Think we've been here before. Does this look familiar? I think we've been here. Does not work there, sir. Alright. Now, it is time to start getting our incubator tokens into action. Oh yeah, that was my turn. I probably should have held up the mana for Scatter Ray. Oh man, that would have been perfect. Scatter Ray on the Aragon. Halfling, fine. Okay. Are we board wiping again? There's a Joda he could cast for free. I guess we're board wiping again. Man, oh man. Yep, there's a Joda. Cute. Cute. 3rd Sunfall. This guy is amazing. He is sticking through this like an absolute god. Yeah, now we just pass back to the opponent. There is no reason for us to play our cards quite yet. Mana for turn. Cute. Aragon. Scatter Ray. Scoop. Scoop. No scoop. Okay. Let's activate these incubator tokens. Now it is time for us to actually turn on the offense and go to town. Swing. Teferi. And I think we can actually minus on the Teferi here. It seems strong. We have another ring in the deck, so if we start to run low on what shall you say life that we want to give to the 1 ring, we can deal with it. Alright, fine. Huh, what do we want to do? Do we want to draw 3? Drawing 3 seems very strong. So we'll do that. Silver Scrutiny. Perfect. All the procs from Teferi. We could also Soul Partition the Hajar. And we'd get 6 damage off and kill the Gwaina. Huh. We could also draw with the 1 ring. What's his ultimate? Target player chooses a permanent they control and return it to its owner's hand. Then they shuffle each non-land permanent they control into its owner's library. Well, that is certainly interesting. I think that's enough for me to draw. We'll lose 4 life this next turn. Oh, man. And to top it all off, we got another 1 ring, which is absolutely incredible. I think it's quite obvious which deck I prefer to play in this particular event. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. The best part about that last round is now I can name it. We Teferied so hard. We got there. Opponent goes first, which is great for our captivating Crossroads. Probably starting with Adakar Wastes. Then depending on what deck we see from the opponent going forward, we're going to decide either blue or white, but probably going with blue just because of the whale. I don't know, it seems pretty solid to get your second blue down as fast as possible. And we are having a little bit of trouble getting this opponent to click a button. Probably using the restroom or something. Hopefully he washes his hands. And here we go. I'm sure he does. Magic players are clean people, right? Right? We are getting Gogori again. Alright. Everybody wants this mid-range value stuff. Which, in all honesty, Control is very good against mid-range. If it's built correctly, and I think this one's built pretty decently. See what he casts. Well, that ain't going to help us. A pretty good turn 3 for the opponent. Probably prefer that on turn 2, but hey. Beggars, choosers, what's the difference? We don't choose, we beg. Opponent plays a swamp. Plays a Dread Knight. Well, we're going to scatter ray this. I think that means it goes to the graveyard indefinitely. No mana? Oh man, that's really rough. Control decks never want to miss mana. Ever, ever, ever. Especially into turn 4. That's pretty rough. Now we can't Mirrex here. We also couldn't Conundrum of Bowls if we happen to decide to want to do that. Now we're further away from Sunfall. There's a lot of really negative things that come with that. Okay, well, we'll just turn off your turn. And we do get a land here. That's good. That is going to be annoying. That Shieldred is going to be quite annoying. Alright. Just go. He gets to cast it now, but we know he has it. And the more turns he wastes trying to get Shieldred out, and then we just Sunfall it later on. 3-6. There it is. We let it go. Should we just attempt to Sunfall it? No, I think I want to flirt with him for a little bit longer. Go ahead and exile that. Just a little flirting move right there. Oh, heck. Where is our mana? That is absolutely insane. We do have the Union, though. I'm going to do it on my turn. There we go. There we go. Good, good deal. Good deal. We found the mana. Alright, now he's going to be able to get a Shieldred. No, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's got 6 now. He could get the Shieldred down. Huh, and maybe we flirt with that Shieldred even a little bit longer. Draw. Mana. Because if he attacks, we can return it with the Hornlock Whale. We need more blue mana. Pass. Just pass. A little bit of a pickle here. We want a better Sunfall than just a Shieldred. There's a swing. Go ahead and return him to your hand. That saves us on 2 damage on our end as well. And now we could even Union the third path here. Try to find our land. Especially blue. If we could find a blue land, that would be fantastic. Alright, whenever he attacks, you may pay 4. If you do return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and he could do the Dread Knight, and that would actually be pretty solid for him. Wary Thespian is a very good follow-up for Terror of Tawashi. Okay, now is the time. Now is the time, because he was hoping to swing with the Terror of Tawashi and get the Shieldred and play it for free. So we kind of screw that up for him, and good riddance to him. We have had a lot of trouble finding some land in this one, which makes for a more interesting match, so I'm happy to struggle for you guys. Beseech the Mirror. Unbargained. Nothing to bargain it with. What's he grab? Probably another Shieldred? Sunfall. Certainly is interesting. We need to find land really badly. This is 4. Maybe we find a blue. We don't. Oh, man. I can't believe I was trying to find a blue with a Conundrum of Bowls. Just seems like a bad move, but as you can see, we have no blue mana, and control players really love blue mana. They really do. That's fine. We have 28 health. What? What do you want? What do you want to do? All of your mana is available. Huh. Alright, that's still a good card. If he casts it, do we wipe the board? That's the real question. He has a Shieldred in the bin. Fine. Misery Shadow. We're getting really close to a nice, pretty board wipe. Only 4 cards in hand. Is this... Hey! We got a blue mana. Wow. And I think we're out of Hornlock Whales? We didn't get the Hornlock Whale. That's weird. If we cast this, we can flip this one. Right? And start to swing? Yeah, I know we are not holding anything up, but we don't have anything to really hold up anyway. And I think getting a couple of damage off, putting a little bit of a difference between our life totals is probably smart. There's a Shieldred. Exile that. Draw. Reprieve. Get a Teferi for free.
I'm finished running from battle.
Plus on the Teferi. Getting a land.
That is an interesting fact.
We could play the land. Yeah, making it cost 1 mana to do the thing with the One Ring is actually a pretty good indicator that you won't be able to really play it. There's a Shieldred. He wants to just cost Shieldred here. Cast Shieldred. Let's Impulse. Grab the Scatter Ray. Cast the Scatter Ray. Flip the Incubator token. We get a land. That's good. It's very good. Swing. Plus? I feel like we have to plus here. Silver Scrutiny is good. It's time to turn him off. Alright, we did a lot of things on our turn, but I feel like with this round we were kind of forced to be a little bit aggressive, which is fine. Which is fine. Yuck. Reprieve that. Draws up another plains. And go to my turn. Wow. Okay. So. We are in this position now. Swing. Minus.
I've got eyes everywhere.
How many do I want? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 cards with this? What we can do instead is just pass back to the opponent. He's going to try to cast Virtue of Persistence again. Vran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, well, he's probably got another mana, right? Let it go. Let it go. Skyfisher Spider. Interesting. So he doesn't want to cast Virtue. Wait, I can only do this for 3. That's fine. I could draw 3 cards. I always forget that you can only do it for 3 on your opponent's turn. That's fine. Oh my god. What is that? Huh. There's only one more chance to save Teferi. That was actually pretty clutch right there. The Skyfisher Spider. Very clutch. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. It's very strong. Okay. So. That's perfect. Reprieve. Woo-hoo-hoo! We actually get the ultimate to Teferi here? Probably. That is 100% fine. Oh my god, we know how to draw some land, baby. Wow. My turn. We will happily take the damage. I guess we're dropping a land. And target opponent chooses a permanent they control and return it to its owner's hand. Then they shuffle each non-land permanent they control into its owner's library. Permanent they control. Alright. Each non-land permanent. Well, that's not going to really do much, is it? Am I missing something, or does that not really do much? Target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it to its owner's hand. Then they shuffle non-land permanents. Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot. So we're going to minus on the Teferi here.
Who's that handsome devil?
Drop the whale. Let's draw. We're at 21 cards still. We got a union here. But I think we union right now. That's a lot of life. That's 11 life. Man, oh man. I am sorry. I am roping. Roping like crazy. Drop another ring. We keep this one. And we swing for 3. Okay. I know what we're doing now. And we are going to be discarding hell a lot of lands. Only 20 cards in library. Is he gone? Did he get bored? Oh no, it's on me. Yep. Discard this, this, and this. Wait. These come in tapped, so get rid of these. And then get rid of the plains. And let's get this organized. That's an insane amount of lands that we've drawn. We will never run out of lands. Fine. Fine. Target opponent chooses the permanent they control. Okay, so all this is basically saying is that's not an emblem. That's just a one-time move for the ultimate. Huh. All right. That's fine. Yeah, so you can't cast it this turn. Spider counter. We'll save the Teferi. Okay, yeah. I don't know why you're doing that, man. That is never going to work. I really feel like we need to keep plussing on the Teferi. Man, how is it still land? How many cards do we have? Okay, so if I drew 5, that's still fine. Okay. Now, finally, we could discard more lands. How many cards do I have in my library left? 13. Should be enough to kill him. We don't want to be drawing cards anymore, though. Do that. Wow. Am I playing this Teferi wrong? I don't think so. I guess it's time to drop some Hornlock Whales and really hope for the best. Skyfish or Spider to your hand. Okay. So he's got some stuff he could do still. We've got some stuff we can do though too, but the problem is we're running out of cards in a big way. Finally coming to face, are we? Fine. Let's impulse. We get a Sunfall, 2 Sunfalls. I guess Sunfall's the best choice. Then go to my turn. Murix, and we can start using our Murix to actually start to grow our field out quite a bit as well. Let's go ahead and create a dude and pass. We don't need to draw any more cards. Now it's time to just smack our opponent over and over again. He's going to try for this, then we're going to exile it with Soul Partition. Because this is at the beginning of your upkeep. We can even let him think he keeps it for a while. I kind of think that idea is kind of funny. I will say that he's done a really good job keeping up. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you should cast this. You should cast this. The Spider would not be a bad idea either. Yep. Let it go. Soul Partition right here. Okay. Conundrum. I might deck myself. Should have actually Murix there, but hey. I'm getting distracted. I need to actually focus here. Swing. Only 9 cards in library. Now, if he actually gets Virtue of Persistence, then I probably just deck myself and he wins. It's an interesting place to be. To be sure. But it was hard to find our Hornlock Whales. I think this deck or this match would have went pretty differently if we had found those. But I think we're still in this one too. We haven't lost with it since I started recording, which, I mean, recorder luck right there, right? Fine. Okay, what are you going to do about the whale? Go for the throat. Alright. We'll create some more of these dudes. Pays the 2. I'm actually okay with this. He's almost out of things he could do. And we could always just create more Phyrexian Mites. My word. He loves removal spells a lot. Fine. Land till we die. Got it. Perfect.
Who's that handsome devil?
Come on in, give him a poison counter. Drop the Hornlock Whale. I will push through you, man. He's done really well, though. I'm impressed. Yep. That's going to happen. And then Spider, he doesn't have enough he does have enough mana for it. But he can't sacrifice anything. So, I mean, go ahead. And even if he does, we just counter it. My turn. I forgot to make my mites again. I'll tell you what. This might look like I'm just playing with my food but I'm making mistakes. That's what's really happening. I'm making mistakes. But it is okay when you have a field like this to make a couple of mistakes here and there. Let's see, what do you return? What gets you out of this? Probably a Shieldred? Maybe a Hornlock Whale from my side? Yep, Shieldred. Predictable. Oh man, we literally have land on the bottom. We do have a Hornlock Whale down here. Last card we have is a Sunfall. Scatter Ray. Now he could have both of these on the field. These are not legendary. But making him pay for this Gix won't let him cast the second Virtue of Persistence. Okay. Spider. Sacking the Gix, killing the what? The Teferi? Okay. We don't need Teferi anymore.
I'm sure I'll laugh about this later.
Yeah, we will all laugh about this one later. I forgot to make the things again. I'm just going to do it now. We have plenty of land. Draw. Union of the Third Path. I think we do this. I can't believe I've forgotten about the mites over and over again. It's actually kind of embarrassing. Swing and heavy. I will play it though, because I mean, like, it made it a better match, right? Shieldred blocks Hornlock Whale. Spider blocks what? This is 5-11, so 5-6 damage. He's taking 6. Down to 5. Oh, he could exile it and gain 7. That's pretty strong. Yeah, and he does. Let's go blue again. We have another Hornlock Whale coming. Is he going to grab a Hornlock Whale? We have a Soul Partition in 2. And that's probably enough to finish off this game. Not with a second Virtue. Recluse. That's good. Okay. We're going to draw a card here. We're going to get a Hornlock Whale into the hand. We're going to grow our boys. We're going to draw. It's a Soul Partition. We will Soul Partition on the Whale. Yes, I am sure. Resolve. Auto-pay. That returns to my hand. Opponent says nice. I'm going to tell him a good old thanks, and he scoops it up. Woo! Ha-ha! Down to the wire. So, yeah. 3 cards left in our library, too. And don't get me wrong, that has happened multiple times when playing, you know, just after work and stuff like that. That's happened quite a bit with this deck, where I have 2 or 3 cards left in the library and pull off a win. It's a lot of counting at the end of the game because you get better by drawing cards, but you start to run out of cards fairly quickly, too. Like, I've been recording for an hour. We've played 4 rounds, and my God, we won 4 games. I think that was 4. I'm going to have to backtrack and make sure that that was 4. But I just wanted to show off where I want to kind of go. And this is actually making me think that maybe, possibly, Alchemy is somewhere in my future, because this is a fun deck. And I think that's why they showcase this stuff in Alchemy Ranked, to see how this plays in Ranked. I mean, it's against other decks of... It's against other people of your caliber, though other people might have better decks out there. But overall, I think this deck is fun. It's enjoyable. I really enjoyed messing around with this. And lo and behold, we have like 5 of the cards. So, oh, and we have Plains and Islands as well. I thought it was fun. Teferi is a beast, though the -12, I don't know. Was I playing that wrong, or is that kind of true that his ultimate is kind of bad? Yeah, because it only happens once, right? It doesn't happen over and over again. If this was a token that you got, then this would be very good. But because it isn't, it's just a move, it's okay, but it's better to just keep creating spirits, I think. Now, we could have made him keep casting his Virtue of Persistence over and over again, but I wasn't really scared of Virtue of Persistence because we're just so far ahead. But yeah, I really enjoyed this deck. I just wanted to showcase it. That's all. Let me know if you guys want to see this actually played, or us start to work towards something like this, because this is a lot of fun. Reprieve is fantastic. The One Ring was decent. Conundrum was decent. We could probably pull something like this off in Standard. Like, all that we really had to worry about from Alchemy is Captivating Crossroads, the Conundrum of Bowls, which I thought was well underpowered here. Reprieve, which would be a shame to lose, but it is an Alchemy card, and I think that's really it. So we could pull something like this off in Standard, and I think that this is something that I want to try to kind of work towards. I think it's very, very strong indeed, and it's a heck of a lot of fun to play. Thank you for joining today. Make sure that you've liked the video and subscribed to the channel, and I will see you next time in the arena. Bye.